Right. I'd like to talk about a paper which has been published in a couple of years ago, but it's very actual because this concept of depression literacy has rarely been used. However, I think this is a very important issue because we could just adapt training to that. So what will you learn if you listen to this and if you look at this paper later? You see what the concept of depression literacy means, what role it has in first-year students, how it relates to knowledge and possible education, and you could consider how to use this information in your work or in future research. Right, this paper by Arafat, and it's a depression literacy among first-year students, and it's a cross-sectional study in Bangladesh. He looked at the question about how students would understand depression, would they know this? He developed a questionnaire, and the final, so I'll go straight to this questionnaire. So we have 300 students. They used this depression literacy questionnaire, which was in Bangla, and so the questionnaire was more or less asking specific symptoms which are part of depression, and what people could students could recognize that in depression there is sleep disturbance, there are feeling of guilt, low self-esteem, there is psychomotor changes, and the other thing is that they could recognize that some famous people who they were asked had these symptoms. Other thing, so let's say medication, antidepressants, psychotic symptoms, biological symptoms were very, very known about now. So what we can say in general, people or students don't know very much about depression. What they know is very fragmented. What we can learn about for education is that it would be helpful if we focused on the different main symptoms of depression, and this possibly, if we focus on these symptoms and the population would understand more about that, patients who have depression might be easier be recognized. I'd like to mention something from my previous study when we did family histories of people with dementia and depression. People with family members of patients very well could recognize that there's something wrong with someone. However, they really struggle to distinguish in an elderly relative what is depression and what's dementia. So I think what we need to do and what we need to learn from this issue is that psychiatrists and mental health workers need to inform the population much better about what's depression and how it can be recognized, and also that it can be treated. So I think there is lots to be learned. I think I haven't even seen any decent study about psychosis literacy, OCD literacy. So all these things are more or less open for discussion and research. And I think if we don't educate our society about the real and relevant symptoms of depression, anxiety, OCD, bipolar disorder, we will struggle to get patients treated appropriately and patients treated fairly. Right. If you want to read this paper, it's in our journal, Global Psychiatry Archives. It's available on the website www.globalpsychiatry.co.uk, Global Psychiatry, one word. If you want to hear more and learn more about mental health and psychiatry, clinical psychology, please subscribe to this channel. Okay, thanks a lot, and thanks for your interest. Okay, goodbye then.